No Man's Sky was supposed to change everything. Infinite planets, seamless space travel, multiplayer exploration. It promised a universe where players could get lost forever. A universe of infinite possibilities. But on launch day, No Man's Sky's launch was one of the most infamous letdowns in gaming history. Players were furious, critics tore it apart, and countless refunds were demanded. Memes making fun of the game exploded across the internet. What had been hyped up as the next big leap in gaming innovation landed with a hollow, disappointing thud. Given the scenario, most studios would have walked away and written off the game as a failed experiment. But Hello Games chose not to. Instead, they did something almost no one expected. They rebuilt the game from the ground up. They didn't use paid DLCs or microtransactions. Instead, Hello Games started putting out consistent updates, each one bringing No Man's Sky closer to what it was meant to be. Some of these updates included base building, co-op multiplayer, living ships, planetary vehicles, massive freighters, exploration, full VR support, and, well, you get the idea. Hello Games practically resurrected this game from the dead. And today, No Man's Sky is no longer a cautionary tale, but actually one of the greatest redemptions in gaming history. But to understand how we went from this dumpster fire of a release to a game that people actually want to play, we need to focus on one guy, Sean Murray. You see, Murray used to work for EA, a studio infamous for cranking out sequel after sequel of the same game, Madden. Anyways, he got tired of this repetitive cash grab development cycle, so he left and joined forces with David Ream, Ryan Doyle, and Grant Duncan to form a small indie studio in 2008 that they called Hello Games. Their first game ever, Joe Danger, was a charming side-rolling stunt racer. It was a modest success and made enough for them to create an expanded version for Xbox. Then, that game made enough for Hello Games to release a sequel called Joe Danger 2, the movie. Then that made enough to fund a mobile game, actually two, and I think you see where we're going here. Murray once again found himself back in the same cycle, building follow-ups to something that once felt fresh. So, in 2013, Murray decided to take another leap of faith. Inspired by the science fiction books and films he had grown up with in the 80s and 90s, he imagined a game where the player could explore the stars. But not just a few planets here and there, or even several solar systems, or galaxies for that matter. Murray wanted a game that truly captured the infinite nature of space. A map so big that no two players could randomly come across each other. It sounded impossible, but somehow, Hello Games made it a reality. The world got its first look at No Man's Sky during the VGX Awards in 2013. The trailer was mesmerizing. The game's painterly art style and concept of infinite space immediately captivated audiences. The game's announcement made a huge buzz. So much buzz, in fact, that Sony offered to help. But Hello Games actually turned down their funding, instead opting to stay independent and make a marketing and publishing deal with them. And this is where things kind of started to spiral. Sony's marketing machine kicked into overdrive. Trailers, interviews, features, all adding to the mythos surrounding No Man's Sky. Promises were made of online multiplayer, planetary ecosystems, space dogfights, and a universe that would react to the player's choices. Players believed they were witnessing the birth of a new era in gaming. But behind the scenes, Hello Games was struggling. They were a small team trying to build a game that was literally the size of the universe. The ambition was there, but the timeline was just unforgiving. When No Man's Sky finally launched in August 2016, the backlash was immediate. Many of the promises featured were either missing or felt half-baked. Multiplayer was essentially non-existent, the planets had limited depth, and the story felt thin and meaningless. Its universe, though vast, just felt empty. And because Sean Murray was the face of the hype, the internet turned him into the villain. Hello Games went radio silent, their reputation in shambles. For months, there were no updates, no press releases, nothing. But behind that silence, they were quietly working. In August 2017, a full year after the game's initial release, they released the Atlas Rises update, the first major update to the game, and proof that Hello Games wasn't abandoning No Man's Sky. This update introduced a new central storyline with 30+ hours of lore, a procedural mission system, and they also sorta added multiplayer, but not really. In this update, you could see other players, but they only existed as little dots, not actual player models. Though you could voice chat with them, there was still no gameplay interaction between players. But a year later, by 2018, they released the next update, which finally added real multiplayer, as well as base building, a third-person camera, and overall just a better gameplay experience. By this point, players started returning to the game. As more updates came along, like Beyond, Origins, and Expeditions, it seemed like Hello Games was really reviving No Man's Sky. The best part about all these updates? They were all free. No DLCs, no paywall, just this small team determination to make good on their promises. And somewhere along the way, something remarkable happened. The gaming community forgave them. Players came back, streamers gave it another shot, and its Steam rating climbed from overwhelmingly negative to very positive in only a matter of months, a feat only achieved a couple of times in Steam history. No Man's Sky went from an industry punchline to a role model, a living example of how to achieve redemption in the video game world. Today, No Man's Sky isn't just a better game, it's a different game. You can run planetary settlements, build orbital stations, explore the ocean floor with friends, lead trade fleets across the stars, encounter bizarre alien life forms on worlds that no one else ever may find. It's a universe that feels alive, expansive, mysterious, and most importantly, earned. In an industry often criticized for unfinished games, cash grab DLCs, and abandoned projects, No Man's Sky stands as a shining outlier. Hello Games didn't just fix their game, they earned back our trust. Not through PR campaigns or press tours, but through work. Quiet, consistent, passionate work. And in doing so, they've changed the conversation around what's possible for a game post-launch. They've inspired other developers to not rush their games, to listen to their communities, and to build trust with their player base. No Man's Sky was once considered the most laughable failure in gaming, and now it's become a case study of perseverance and redemption. And maybe that's the real legacy here. Not just a universe of 18 quintillion planets, but a reminder that failure isn't final, and that even in the coldest, emptiest corners of space, there still exists second chances.